We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
Oh my god, it's the quietest opening ever.
Nobody gave us the throw, you know? Like, they're supposed to do the throw like you're in a, like on a TV show.
What's
and
the
you're coming
throw?
back from you're coming back from a, yeah.
Oh, they do that?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. When you're coming back from a commercial break, they go, and they throw their finger at you, and that's to let you know, hey,
That you're
time to
coming
back
back?
on. Yeah.
Well, I've never been to a TV taping, so I don't know.
Oh, I never have either. It's just like,
Then how do you know?
It's
Because
just
I've seen
fantasy
it-
of what happens.
No. I've seen it on like Regis and Kathy Lee and stuff. When you watch that kind of
So
thing.
you're like an expert.
Because Gelman will do that.
I
Is
thought
that his
Gilman
name?
wasn't
Yeah.
Gilman married to who was Gilman? Gelman?
Gelman was the producer. Was he married to
I thought he was married to Kathy Giffey.
No.
Oh no.
No.
I always thought he was relating to somebody in the show,
I don't know.
like a romantic relation.
Our fact checker will have to look into that.
Lori Hibbert is Gelman's wife.
I don't know who that is.
Lori Hibbert.
But Regis would always ask Gelman.
Gelman!
Yeah, off camera.
Isn't Regis dead?
Yeah.
Yes. he
Okay.
is. R.I.P. Regis.
Well, if he's listening, hope he doesn't take offense.
or R.I.P. Regis in peace. Oh my god, I'm going to hell.
Girl, same. It's gonna be a blast. Can't wait to see you there.
So I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
Yes.
So how was your week, Joe?
Well, so I think that the highlight of my week, which wasn't giving me life, was just our democracy and the shit show that it is. The fact that again, I'm done with the first time in history moments. For the first time ever in United States history, the Speaker of the House has been voted out. Okay, we're done. We don't need any more firsts. So, but I saw you guys over the weekend,
Yes.
and we had a nice meaty dinner.
Yes, we did.
At Fogo de Chao.
It was a meaty
Yes.
tuck.
It was a meaty tuck, and it was my first time there, and as I think I was telling you guys after, I loved the wait staff. The service was great. They were
we did.
They were volleying. Oh no! Romeo, shout out to Romeo. He was great, but then the meat givers or whatever you're calling them,
The sword swapper. The
meat givers.
the meat men,
The men's is with the meat.
they were.
Canine guard.
Oh, they were very attractive and bulging muscles. So that was it was really good, and it was good food and obviously good company. And then we planned, by we I mean me, a little getaway to Big Bear. So we're gonna go to Big Bear next Thursday.
Yeah, before the snow comes down. Yeah.
Oh, I think we shouldn't. It's still quote unquote fall there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go Thursday and come back I think Monday.
Fun.
And the cool part is we're bringing Max, so I'm really excited to be able to take him on an outdoor hike.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun because we went to Big Bear one year, and it was in the spring, so we brought Cooper with us, and it was a lot of fun because you got new smells and new places you can go.
Yeah, and Big Bear's relatively small, the little downtown area or whatever you want to call it, that is pretty small. And so there's hiking trails and everything. So I'm excited. I love how I'm I really need to get away when I'm I don't really do anything right now. So
It's so funny because I was just telling Andy, I'm so we have to stay 6 more times before the end of the year so I can get platinum.
stay where?
At
Marriott.
Marriott. Yeah. And so it's we need a getaway, a staycation or something. We'll just,
Yeah.
he's so we need 6 of those. So 3 weekends before the end of the year. And
Or
I'm
just
okay.
2 3-day weekends. You have 3 months.
Right.
October, November. No, technically 4.
Right. And I'm look, this is so great because like once you go platinum, you get this, you get that, you get more
How
points.
many stays do you need to get platinum?
It's 50 nights in a year.
You've been gone 50 nights?
Yeah, because like between both of our trips and stuff, like yeah.
Well, you were just gone 10.
I was just gone 10, and I'm
Holy
going to go back
shit.
for another night.
What are the perks of platinum?
Like you get 50% more points. You get like speed
damn.
upgrades. Yeah,
It's a scam.
Well, I mean, as long as you don't
I love a
downgrade
good
it.
scam.
They just want to get you to platinum, so then they want you to be double platinum sterling, and then they want you to be triple black diamond.
Tungsten.
That's like I was just gonna say, like, hopefully they don't like roll back their benefits like Delta.
No matter what
right.
status
I don't
you
like
are,
Delta.
they will have another higher status than what you can get.
You're just
then
gonna
you
own the
get lifetime.
company. You're just Mr. Marriott.
Just
now.
clarify, Delta didn't roll anything back. They just elevated what it
Nick
takes.
Nick bends over for Delta and gets power plummeted
I
or
love
whatever.
Delta.
Like
Really?
he is a Delta advocate. I hate Delta. I would rather chop off my arm than fly Delta.
I've never had a bad experience with them like you.
and I've had all of them.
Did you never fly through Atlanta?
I haven't had a bad experience with Atlanta
Oh
either.
my gosh! Every time I've flown to Atlanta, it's been like a nightmare flight.
Whereas I feel that way about United and American. I haven't had great experiences on either of them.
I think it's just pick your airline. Like they're all shitty and like whatever you like, but I hate Delta. I can't stand Delta.
So there was a really funny meme on like Instagram, and it was this one woman who was imitating the flight attendants for all the different airlines, and she had all the costumes, like just different ways of dressing. And she like the Delta one was very friendly, and then the United one was very like a business like, and they were very funny. But then they went to Spirit.
Oh no!
And there was nobody in there.
Oh no!
It was perfect.
Do they have
I've
flight
never flown
attendants on
Spirit.
Spirit?
Do
they have them in Spirit? They have to, right? It's like a
Their
requirement.
safety.
Okay, but like I'm flying Spirit to go back out to Nashville.
No, you aren't.
Yes, I am.
On a red eye.
On a
Oh
red
my
eye.
god!
man.
I'm
Why'd you
leaving-
do Spirit?
Oh, because it was the cheapest.
was
Like,
it
last
that? Was it
minute.
really, really good? Cheap?
I mean, it was as cheap as it could be.
300 compared to 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Because it was was it 1,000 Delta?
It was like $800 to fly Delta for like 2 days.
Don't get me started. I already got started.
Okay.
Anyway,
But yeah, so and like I don't like Spirit because it's like. But the good thing is I'm only going for like a day.
I've never
so
flown
I just
Spirit.
take my backpack and I'll be fine.
you're only
Look at
going
this
for a
diverse
day.
group of Spirit helpers.
Oh my god, look at that! Like I love the yellow accent.
Wait, you're only flying for a day?
It's like basically a day and a half that I'm going to be there.
Holy shit!
Not even.
Okay.
Because I just need to get my sister home from rehab.
Oh, okay. That's
and get
so
her
it's
settled
quick.
and everything. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anyway,
Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about Big Bear. And it's going to be like really cold.
you're not flying to Big Bear. You're driving.
No, it's 2 hours. Oh, fucking Delta. Let me tell you why. So,
Oh jeez.
I'm a carry-on only person, and I am very stringent about making sure that I have everything so I can be in a carry-on. But when I'm in, the last time I flew Delta, or the last 2 times, it was like, oh, unless you're Comfort Plus or first, you go in with the poor people, and then they're like, oh, you have to check your bag, and I was like, fuck you. I was like, we were going to, I think it was New York, and I was like, this ruined my trip, Nick. I hate it. I don't want to go anymore.
Well, see, then, if Nick is such a Delta fan, he's probably in their loyalty program, so he probably gets, Group 2.
Yeah.
So you give your bag to him.
That's what happened to us.
That's what happened to us.
Because I updated my frequent flyer on. He was group
9.
6 or 9,
The last group.
and I got on group 4.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and we had the same cheap ticket. We didn't buy anything special.
I can't. And I even got the Delta credit card to get me priority boarding. And they were like, oh, no, that doesn't get you priority boarding. And I was like, on the fucking website, it says that I get priority boarding, you piece of shit.
And now they changed all of that.
Yeah, so I do not fly Delta.
It is a thing right now.
I know Madison is the Delta
Yeah.
attendant to flight, but I just, no thank you. No thank you. So we will not be flying to Big Bear. We'll be driving. And it'll be good. I think it's supposed to be 30 degrees at night. So
Ooh.
yeah, and I found a Airbnb that has a jacuzzi.
Oh.
Right? So
For Max.
yeah. No. When the pet policies on Airbnb are crazy. It's not the expensive part, but there were a couple, they were like, your dog can't be left unattended,
Yeah.
ever. And your dog, like, if we find dog hair, we charge you like $500. And I'm like anywhere? Like, the dog shed on the floor.
Make
like,
sure to check for hidden cameras in your Airbnb.
that's what I want to do, and I want to sue Airbnb.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just
Let's
saying.
just have a nice getaway. Like that.
It'll be funded by my legal
lawsuits.
battles with
Oh my
Airbnb. No, I was thinking about that.
We're going on a trip.
No, Paul, I was thinking about that because I was like, if these people are so strict, like they must have something
Yeah.
to verify.
If they want to take pictures,
Yeah.
fine.
Here's my butthole. You're welcome. So that was my week. How was yours?
Do you have dog hair in your butthole?
Max hair, I'm telling you, like, his hair's everywhere. Even if I vacuum every day, it's like, what? There's like, I feel like there was one time, it was like, I had a shirt that was like from my closet that had never been taken out of the closet. And I'm like, how did his hair, did you try this on? Like, was he just like doing his thing?
I love that Joe said even if I vacuum every day, he hasn't vacuumed at all. He has a robot that does.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if I have Roomba vacuum every day.
George Jetson, yeah.
Beep, beep. Your turn.
I'm good. Like you said, we went to Fogo de Chao, and I'm the only one, I guess, in the whole restaurant who wanted chicken hearts. So, like, they don't normally bring these out, but they have them on the menu, and you can get them.
They look so
but
gross, though.
The guy was like, "Oh, I'll bring a whole skewer out." I'm like, I don't want a whole skewer. I just want like 5.
Well, because they looked like little, like, almost like packing peanuts. They were really small.
Yeah, they look like almost like.
They tasted like that too. I
They
tried
were-
them. I
They
tried
were
them.
delish. I'm sorry. I thought they were delicious. So, but it
Well,
was. The good thing is that we didn't overstuff ourselves, so we didn't get like really weighed down with the meat sweats and everything. So I was like, okay, that's good.
Did you guys sleep okay that night?
Yeah, a little bit. So that was fine.
There was a salt bloat happening, but that's fine.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
worth it.
I have a funny little insert about that night because we were actually recording an episode that day before going, and Steve, who joined us, was coming from the zoo, and so he thought he was going to have time to come home and change.
Yeah.
So all of us had dressed up a little bit nicer to go to Fogo, and Steve was. I mean, I
was like,
I don't even care.
He was in his pajamas.
But he was in his.
He wasn't in his pajamas.
I was like, oh.
I felt so bad because I was like, "Oh, Steve, I'm so sorry. Like, I could have grabbed clothes for you, or we could have planned it." But he was like, "No, I was coming from the safari park, so I just had to go straight to Fogo." Oh man, I love that man so much. He was all pajamaed out.
So we also saw Chromeo in concert
Oh,
last
yeah.
night. That was a lot of fun. The opening act was not great.
Who opened?
They're named Coco and Breezy. I think they were cool because like it was house music, and that's like something I grew up with. So like as soon as they started, I was like, oh, this is giving me like vibes from when I was like used to go to the clubs all the time and listen to house music, and it was putting me in a really nice, cool place.
And where was this at again?
It was at Humphreys by the Bay.
Okay.
These girls are super sweet. Twins.
Oh,
Great.
I like their style.
Very hip. Very
Right.
cool. Very
Their vibe
LA.
is really cool.
And they took us on a journey.
Uh-oh.
And
But were they
it
not...
was- It was a journey, but it was an hour of constant...
They had an hour opener?
I know. I was like, this
and
could have been over in 30 minutes.
I felt like I was in the lobby of a W hotel the whole time. It was that kind of music.
An hour opener is a
Yeah,
long
that's a long
opener.
time.
Usually they're like 30 minutes.
Without a break. They did not have a moment, like except when they like stop the music and have a voiceover. But there was no like end of a song in that hour.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So you're like, wait, did this one end or did it not end?
Yeah, Andy's like, it's the same song for the last 45 minutes. So.
Oh my god, that's like in Disneyland California Adventure, the Soarin' Over California ride, where they have the music and you're like, is this just one track?
So, Chromeo was awesome. They were amazing. A lot of energy and stuff like that. Andy really liked them.
I actually did. I
Okay.
knew nothing about them, and it was they were fun.
Yeah. So they're like an electro funk disco group.
I like them, yeah.
And Scott Eastwood sat next to us. Clint Eastwood's son.
No
so,
shit.
yeah, I didn't
the
even know
hot
it.
one?
Yes. Okay, so that's what happened. Somebody
Yeah. Oh my god. Did you like... okay, tell me everything.
So I'll tell you everything. So we're sitting there, and we're like trying to like keep people away from us as much as possible.
We're at Humphreys on the Bay.
Right.
No seating, so general admission.
It's standing?
Grass area.
Okay.
But along the waterfront, there's a wall, and one of the things on one of the advisors said, get there early and sit on the wall. You have a seat.
Okay.
Yeah, we were there early because we did the meet and greet with Chromeo.
Well, because you got VIP.
Yeah.
But
So-
that didn't get you good seats?
And
There's
there weren't
not
any
seats.
seats.
Oh.
You just
So we were sitting on the wall next to like a trash can.
Oh.
So that meant that somebody wasn't going to sit next to me and stuff. And so me and Andy were like taking up a little bit extra space because we like to man spread.
You could have. Did you put your like sweater down to the left? And you guys like, oh, we're saving for someone else.
We had our Chromeo poster.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god, that's smart. Oh, this is sorry for someone else. There you go.
So somebody comes up and goes, "Hey, do you mind if we sit next to you?" And they move
that's cute.
The trash can. I was like, "Fine, whatever." Neither me nor Andy looked at them or whatever. They sat down.
So a guy and a girl.
Yeah, guy and a girl, random, basic, beige, mid.
Oh.
Mid. And I was like, this one guy comes over, and I thought he was just drunk, and he starts talking to the guy that sat down, and he was like, oh, how'd you like the opener? Oh, are you a Chromeo fan? And I'm thinking to myself, this is the weirdest conversation. I even lean over to Andy, and I'm like, it's an awkward, weird conversation. Like, this guy's just like, I don't know how they know each other, but he's just like, oh, you like Chromeo? And I'm like, he's at the fucking concert. Of course you like
Right.
Chromeo.
He didn't even seem like he knew. Like,
Right.
The people sitting down did not acknowledge him like a friend. They were polite.
Right.
But they were not engaged.
And he just came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so finally, after a couple minutes, I turn over to look at who the people are sitting next to us, and I'm like, what? And I turn to Andy and I'm like, that's Clint Eastwood's son. He's like, what? And I'm like, that's Clint Eastwood's son. And I start Googling him. And I'm like, Andy's like, oh yeah, that's great. He's going to see you Googling him. And he's doing it. And I'm like, that's Scott Eastwood. He's like, no, it's not. And so Andy looks over and then looks at the picture. He's like, oh yeah, that is.
Another instance of Paul being right.
Exactly.
Not only right, but then Paul talked to them casually.
Yeah, like,
Ooh, you slid
he was
in.
buzzed with them.
we were just like, I was just like, hey, it's like, oh, I wish this concert was starting. He's like, yeah, this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we're talking about that kind of thing. And
until the security in his ear said, yeah, they're on to you. And so they moved. Then they moved.
Oh, they moved?
Yeah.
they got up, after Chromeo actually came on stage, they got up and like, walked away.
Oh,
So I'm
weird.
Like, maybe they're going to go stand somewhere and watch them. Maybe. But I was like, okay.
What?
That was your Scott
That's
Eastwood
crazy.
Famous.
I was like, I
sightings.
told you, Andy, everywhere I take you, we see somebody famous.
But what? I wonder, like, did you go on his Instagram and see like what he was doing after?
He has the most boring.
He has the most boring Instagram, didn't have anything about Chromeo or anything on there.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. So
I'm loving that off the what is it? Off
the beaten
line?
path?
No.
Off the grid.
Off the grid. Thank you. I was like, when you don't have energy.
Maybe they were only there to see Breezy and
Coco and
But
Breezy.
they didn't.
No,
like-
they did not like that.
That's what Paul was talking to him about, like how bad the opening was.
So don't recommend, what is it, Breezy?
I thought their music was good.
Okay.
It's just they need to work on their stage presence. And I mean, like, some of the choreography was really good that they were doing during the songs, but like they don't talk or interact enough with the audience.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
This is recorded music. They did not create anything in the moment. So
Right.
they hit play, but then they were really busy, like pretending they were pushing random buttons.
I mean, they were mixing things
blah, blah,
in.
blah, 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 blah. They were not. They pushed play, and then it was a lot of this.
Wiki.
Yeah, it was a lot of that. And at one point, they both stepped aside and did a little dancey thing, which was cute. But I was like, see, Paul, they did not have to be pushing those buttons over there.
Whereas
This
Chromeo
music.
did play like their
They played a bunch of
synthesizers,
instruments.
their guitars, and all that kind of stuff.
And they sang live.
And they
Yeah.
sang live.
Wait, first Scott Eastwood, did you lean over and go ahead, make my day? That's why he left. Because you quoted his
Oh
his
yeah,
dad.
that's probably what I did.
Is he still alive? Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just finished another movie.
Yeah, he directs movies now.
Isn't he like 100?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So anyway, all right, I'm done. So that means we can go on to our next segment.
Yes.
Mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth.
Resuscitation.
All right. So I I'm going to start this one because
Okay.
you already brought it up. Like,
Oh.
I am obsessed with what's going on in politics right now.
Okay.
Okay, because like I love, not that I love, but like Senator Dianne Feinstein passed away, and so
You love that?
I love that journey for you.
But LaFonza Butler.
What a name, right?
I know, I love that name, and she has been named interim
Senator?
senator, I guess, until they like have an election. But she is the only black woman serving in the U.S. Senate right now,
And the only black lesbian.
and the first openly LGBTQ
She a
plus
lesbian.
person, and that means that Governor Gavin Newsom actually fulfilled his promise that if Senator Feinstein was to pass, that he would appoint a black member
Yeah.
into that. So I think that's really cool. I'm also like very obsessed with the fact that McCarthy got ousted as Speaker of the House. But I also think it's funny because people are like, well, why did the Democrats like... I'm like, why would the Democrats not vote for that? Like, hello?
Right.
Like, they don't care for McCarthy either.
Yep.
So,
Well, and they basically were... Because AOC, who I love, posted basically the reasons why behind that, why they all voted to oust him, and it was like he was out of control and like wasn't a trustworthy speaker, and they were like, we can't like.
Well,
we
now
can't
they have
support
45
you.
days to appoint someone, which I don't know if they're going to be able to like come to an agreement. The entire GOP party is like, going to be able to come to an agreement on who they want for that kind of thing,
right?
But also the fact that the interim speaker right now, like, kind of forced Pelosi out of her office.
Yeah, I saw that, but like, what was that like official?
It's like an official thing. He took her office from her so
she's not doing anything anymore.
She's just. No, she's still there, but she's no longer Speaker of the House. So he moved her out of that office and took it over for himself, and Speaker other stuff.
Oh,
And it's all pomp and circumstance, like grandstanding.
Yeah, a little bit of grandstanding.
She's been out of the office for a while.
He's swinging his dick around.
Yeah,
but wait, I thought, she's been out for a while. I thought
he's taken her physical office.
Oh,
like her physical office so that he could have that office.
Oh my god!
Not like office as like title.
Oh, it's executive privilege. You get if you get to that level, you get to pick your office space. And someone's going to be displaced.
Right.
Oh Lord.
So, but I don't like the fact that McCarthy got ousted because of Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
It's like, because now Matt's going to have this little power trip where he feels like he did something, so now he like has some power and sway within the GOP.
I think one of the late night comics that said he wasn't wrong, but he's still an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, I follow So Informed on Instagram, and they were like, somebody like posted like, why are you even posting Matt Gaetz? It's like, just because I hate him doesn't mean he's not right.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's a gag order on Trump.
Okay, yep. I don't know what that means, because I saw that as well, and I was like, that sounds kinky.
So
thank you. Explain.
If you're following the trial, he's in New York, and this is a civil trial, but he's been grandstanding. So this is, for recording this, not the day we release it, but this is day 3 of the trial, and he was there all the first day, all the second day, and he left at lunchtime the third day and went back to Florida. But he's been using all of the breaks to, like, going in the court, he grandstands about how this is a fraudulent trial and everybody should be, should be disbarred and they should be convicted of crimes and all this nonsense. Yeah. Well, during the trial, he posts about the law clerk to the judge, like, makes some very inappropriate comment that's not true, basically suggesting that
she was Chuck Schumer's girlfriend. And also posted her Instagram account.
Like, doxed her.
And yeah, basically doxed her.
Oh, is that illegal?
It's not illegal, but it definitely...
It's intimidation.
It's totally intimidation, and it's inappropriate because he's basically signaling to his following to go after this.
Oh my God.
No, a law clerk is someone that just graduated law school, has no idea.
Right.
They get the judge that they get, and you're working to support them. But I mean, come on, that's not the person to go. Go after the weak person in the room, obviously. But it's just very inappropriate. So the judge said, I'm going to issue a limited gag order. You cannot say anything about anyone on my staff, the clerks, the bailiff, the court, judge clerks, anyone that works for the court. You cannot make a comment about them.
So that basically means if he says something, then what?
Well,
will he go to jail?
In contempt of court. He's liable for sanctions. It's not
God.
criminal, but I mean, you could be in contempt, civil contempt, and you could get monetary damages against you for it.
And I think depending on if you continue to do it too,
he's setting a precedent though, because there's 2 other court cases where there are petitions for gag orders against him, I think.
Already?
So, yeah. Well, because,
oh, my God.
Because on all the cases, on the criminal cases, he's been going on and on.
Right.
And in those, it's even more critical because you could taint the jury pool.
Right.
The more you publicly say things, the more it intimidates witnesses, sways the jury. And so their argument is they've already, filed for preliminary gag orders limiting what he can say about witnesses, about the whole process.
Oh my God!
And but I think his behavior in this case gives a lot of support to, whether those should be imposed as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Be more broad.
Yes. Oh my God! Lock him up! Lock him up!
What the judge did, when they came back from lunch yesterday after this was all posted, the judge took him into his chambers. Just him and his lawyer,
and they fucked.
And then Trump ended up taking it down. Nobody knows what they said in chambers, but Trump was called on the carpet, obviously, and he took the posting down.
He didn't go in with his lawyers, or he did
with his lawyer.
And
then the lawyer stayed in. Trump left, and the lawyer stayed in with the judge. So it took up almost half a day of the trial, and Trump's going out and bandstanding out front. That,
right.
This is taking up valuable resources.
Because of him.
Because you're filing this case against me when you should be going after murderers and
God,
all that nonsense. So.
Jesus.
So and then Trump also wants all GOP debates canceled from now until the election because
what?
I know he doesn't go to them anyway. So what does he care?
Well, he's going to be in jail. I know. How is he going to debate?
So I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm living for.
I mean, I'm also living for it. I was watching the live. What is it? The votes for the McCarthy thing.
Oh, on C-SPAN?
On Reuters.
Okay.
Because it was it was on YouTube and it was vote to do, and I was like, what's this? And I was like, but it was confusing because I was asking Nick and I'm like, what, they voted, and he's like, no, that's the vote to have the vote. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
because
you
they had
can't
to
just
vote.
do stuff. You have to have a motion. That has to be seconded, and then there has to be a vote to move that motion forward.
To then do the vote.
And then you have to vote to have the vote.
I was like,
hear
oh
the
my
motion.
God. Yeah.
Has been brought to the floor.
Yeah, so I watched
Bring
that
it to
for
the
a little
floor.
bit. Bring it to the floor. Yeah, no, man. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's I feel like that's also kind of giving me a little bit of life.
Okay, good.
Partially, but what really is giving me life, I realized today as I was doing them. So Apple News has crossword puzzles. so why
don't you just do Wordle?
So because everyone else does Wordle. Nick does his Wordle. Wordle's hard. Crossword puzzles are I realize I'm somewhat okay at them, and every day now I'm okay, I'm gonna do the crossword. So I think I'm becoming a crossword person.
Are you sitting on your porch and
Yes, the bathroom.
Oh my God, you know what else I'm living for? I'm sorry, I'm gonna circle back, but I'm gonna get back to you because it plays into that. I'm also living for the fact that we finally got to see where Joe lives. The first time we've ever been to a domicile that Joe inhabits.
A domicile? What's that?
Your physical address.
Oh. P.O. Box?
For somebody who's so good at crossword puzzles, you ask a lot of questions about what words mean.
Well, I will say, okay, so I'm living for Apple crosswords, but they reuse a lot of words. They will use memes and ERR, the word air, and I'm like, you used that 2 puzzles ago? So they need better writers.
Oh.
You have to graduate to the New York Times crossword puzzle, which is the king
those
of
are
crossword
hard,
puzzles.
though.
It's really hard, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do those.
Some people are amazing. They can do it in an hour or half an hour. It's crazy.
Well, I have the Apple ones are easy, so I feel I'm smart, and I feel accomplished.
I love it when like people I follow, like celebrities and stuff like that, when they become a clue in the New York Times crossword puzzle, and they post about it. Like Bianca Del Rio posted that
really?
she was one and everything. So I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Do you have to? Well,
how you
but
know
for the
you
New York
made it,
Times,
right?
you need a subscription for that.
Or
can you do a free one?
Digital, like you can get them on your on an app on your phone, or just like Wordle, because Wordle's now owned by New York Times.
Yeah. I wonder. Okay, maybe I'll have to graduate to that.
It's worth trying, because you'll get really better at it the more you do it.
Okay. I won't. I will not report back on that because if I fail, I don't want anyone to know.
Remember when they used to have TV Guide?
Yeah.
TV Guide used to have a crossword, but it was always like television themed.
Oh yeah.
So they were really fun because you kind of
you could get them.
I want a pop culture like crossword
That would be
puzzle.
fun.
Well, we had the local papers. Actually, no. My grandma, I think used to do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day. I think she did them. Yeah, from the paper, because they would visit us from Pennsylvania, and I would go to like the little market store down the street and get
bodega.
Sure.
Go
I don't
get
think
me
it
my
was
paper.
Yeah. Well, I would do that, and
Joey.
then I would
Joey.
get my grandpa Arizona iced green tea.
Which is only 99 cents.
Yeah.
Are they still only 99 cents?
Yeah.
Wow.
That and Costco inflation. So that's my life.
I will add that watching you guys come over, like seeing how like Max recognized you and just goes like ballistically crazy with love and affection.
And, well, we needed that, and it was so nice to have him giving us love.
It's like him taking.
You can have if you want it, please.
It was fun.
Which is a perfect segue.
Yes, the perfect segue for touch me.
What is that?
From
Rocky
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
Susan Sarandon sings it.
I haven't seen it, and I don't want to.
What?
I know. I know.
This should be your Halloween mission.
Maybe we'll watch
Yes, but we'll watch it. And then we'll
just-
have to do all the little things, like you need a raincoat or an umbrella, and you need like popcorn, and you need toast, and you need
This seems very involved.
newspaper. Yeah.
We can do the New York Times, and then I'll do the crossword. And if I don't do it, then we can
Then
burn
we
it.
use it as
Perfect.
So
touch.
So touch.
Physical
So,
touch.
Do you like to be touched?
Yes.
Do you really?
I like to be touched by an angel. I love that show.
Did you?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was just like there was just like something about
Was
it.
it Della Reese on there?
Yeah, I was gonna say the black girl with a really long hair that was really
Della
gross. Oh wait, no. Wait. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say you better not be thinking of Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
No. Yeah, because that was on what, like Lifetime or something? God, I don't remember.
Oh my.
Anyway,
goodness.
no. So I do like to. I am a very physical person,
Okay,
for sure.
like, and you like touching as
Yes.
well. Okay.
So my love language is physical touch and quality time. They're tied for first. And I think as I was reflecting upon the topic, I just like come from a very like touchy family. I don't know if it's just like maybe just like Italian genes or whatever, but
I was
like
gonna say because that's
we were very like it's like kisses and like hugs and every time you see your family and just like very warm embraces and stuff like that. So I think because I was brought up that way, I am very touchy as an adult and just like as a person.
Interesting.
What's funny though is watching you in public. I would never even suggest that.
Oh yeah, no, I hate people in public.
No, but like really, like you're not. I wouldn't call you like a touchy-feely person.
I think in the privacy of my own home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or if it's like people I care about, but like strangers, I'm not gonna touch you. Don't touch me.
I don't know where you've been.
Right. Are you hands washed?
So, where do you like being touched?
So
Show me on the job.
So I like, I mean, and this is like, it's hard to separate it because like touching can be very like platonic as like a start, but it can turn very sexual very quickly because I am a very like sensory sort of like person where like touch is very like, I don't want to say like turn. It's not like a turn on, but it is a turn on. Like touching in a certain way, I'm like, oh, and if it's a certain person, obviously Nick, like there's more like
attached to it.
Right. But like if someone like graces my arm, well, maybe if the waiters at fucking Fogo de Chão grace my arm, that might elicit a
with
response.
their meat skewer.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah.
All I could think about when we were there is like Arby's, we have the meats, and I was like, Fogo de Chão, we have the meats. No, but I think I like being touched everywhere. I don't discriminate locations. I have a couple places I don't like being touched.
Okay.
And that is my belly button.
Like just on the outside or inside?
Do
of it?
not put your finger in my belly button.
Why does anyone want to put their finger in someone's
My
belly
brother
I am
will
the
do
same
it,
way.
and I don't know why. And
That
I
is
don't.
disgusting.
I feel like
So I actually, for me, it was a visceral thing.
Yeah.
But I had a hernia.
in your belly
My
button.
umbilical. And they fixed it, and after that, it's not so sensitive. But the sensitivity was like,
So I shouldn't give you
I
a
haven't-
raspberry in your belly button?
It wouldn't bother me now.
Raspberries are fine. There's like, I feel like when someone is like joking that pokes me in the belly button, I feel like they are like going inside of me and like stirring up my entire every part of my essence, not like in a good way, because like you can go on inside of me and tear it up.
I was getting more interested. Like, tell me more.
I was like, you're not supposed to use the front door.
Right. If it's the other hole, go on in. Sure, doors open, but there's like visceral is probably a really good way of describing it, because like it feels. I almost feel like I want to throw up and like immediately like self implode.
Well, see, because like I like even in the shower, like I will like put my finger in there to wash it and stuff, but I'm also like. That to me is like, ugh.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
How often do you wash your belly button?
Every day?
Yeah.
You don't wash your belly button?
Sometimes I do a
Do
little.
you just like stick your finger in there and then pull it out and smell?
No,
like
but sometimes I forget, and like I'm like, oh, I should probably clean
like,
that.
what's that smell? Oh, that's
No.
probably my belly button.
But then I have to get a Q-tip and like do like alcohol on the Q-tip to like sanitize. I'm not like it's not like moldy or anything, but just like to clean it, because it's like I don't want to put my finger on my belly button. I don't.
We'll send that off to the lab.
It's so funny. I don't like it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, you no.
I mean, it's because it's you. It's your belly button.
Yeah.
I don't want to
You
touch
know,
my belly button.
Somebody else like doing that. It's just like no.
Even me, I'm like nope.
Okay.
Nope. So yeah, that is probably the only place that I'm like, don't touch me.
What about you?
And
Paul?
also my face and my moneymaker. My face
Don't
is
touch
my
my face.
moneymaker. Just because like it's like I try to not touch my face because I have acne, and like anytime you like touch, it's like you're gonna have like bad problems. So like if other people touch my face, I'm just like
Now I just want to touch your face.
I feel like you are really hygienic. You just want to caress it.
I'll lick my finger and then go.
Oh, and then don't put your finger in my ear. Don't give me a wet willy. You just reminded me of that. I was
But do you like it when you put a Q-tip in there and like start cleaning it?
yeah, that's fine.
They tell you that's not a good thing though.
But you're not supposed to go all the way in, but I do. Who doesn't?
I will go all in all the time.
Girl,
Like-
I'm gonna touch that eardrum.
I feel like you're cleaning your brain a little bit too. So it's
Yeah, you gotta wake it up. It's like, oh, they're still there.
Do you ever have it when you do that it makes you cough?
Yeah.
It's mean.
Your ear when you're doing your ear.
Yeah, because it's connected. The tubes
No.
are there.
Yeah.
I don't go
all the
that
time.
deep. No,
That's interesting.
I've never
Yeah.
had that. Like
You
when
two
you do
don't
your
have that?
ear.
When you
Huh.
No.
I thought that's just everybody. I thought everybody coughed
thought
when
so,
you.
too.
No,
when
I,
you
like
ear
when I take a COVID test, I always sneeze.
Oh, that makes me cry. I mean, you go up there and I'm like, ooh.
I like when they say you really gotta get up in there. I'm like, but do I? I don't want to.
And all your tests are negative, so go figure.
But Paul, you didn't answer the question either. Did you? Do you like to be touched, and where?
Okay, so I tie touching like my brain associates it a lot with like a very sexual thing. So like when I do it or if somebody else does it, that's how I look at it. So like hugging and stuff is fine, like giving you a kiss, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. But like when I'm feeling frisky or I'm feeling very loving, I will then like run my fingers up and down Andy's back. You know, that's like how I like.
To me, that's
show.
just a Monday morning. I don't. I that's not sexual.
Right, but like for me, that to me is very sexual, and so like I don't like being touched by people I don't know.
Oh fuck yeah! No one
and
should
even if
touch
I
you.
do know you, don't touch me without asking me. Like
Yes.
I'm all about consent. Like even at the concert, I wanted to get a picture with Coco and Breezy because they were on stage doing a sound check. I even went up to them and was like, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture real quick with you guys?" Like. Even though we could have just took the picture if we wanted to, like,
Right.
it's still consent and you still need to
Yes.
ask. It's like, I feel like you touching me is like going up to a pregnant woman and going, oh my God, what do you do? Like, you don't do that.
No.
You're a model citizen.
Like,
Thank
Wait
you.
a second. These are very cultural things, though. You're kind of looking at this from the sensibility of Americans. And someone who grew up in this culture with
But it
our
also-
little bubbles, but in other cultures,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right, but like that, but that's for me, that's
Right.
how I grew up and that's
But like
my
even
thing.
your Filipino heritage, like touching there is a completely different dynamic.
But also, I don't know that because growing up, even in my household, there wasn't a lot of touching
Right.
and love and stuff like that. So it's like we didn't do a lot of hugging and things like your family did. So it's like, okay, that to me is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I also don't like my feet touched.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't like my feet either.
I was like, do
Yeah.
not, like when we go get massages, I will keep my socks on because I'm
Oh.
like, I don't like to be touched. And I also leave my underwear on because I don't like to be completely naked for massages. Do you guys do completely naked?
Yeah, I do.
I've only done one massage in my life, and I don't. It
Did
was
you like
not
it?
good. No, it was terrible
I love
because
getting massage.
they like it was a. It doesn't matter. It was a girl, but like. It wasn't because she was a woman, but it was because I didn't like specify what I wanted. I was like, "Oh, just like give me a massage,"
Oh.
and she like did her things, and I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, see, I get very specific ones. So, like, I'll go and I'll say, I want a hot stone massage.
Oh.
Because that means that they'll touch me a lot less. I'm not here for you to put your hands on me for 60 minutes. Like, 20 minutes, then put the rocks on. Okay? Like, that's what I want.
I would love to do. I mean, I also last time I had a massage, it was like I think I had a gift card from like spa cards or whatever.
Like, Andy loves massages.
I would
And
too.
Yeah, and I like massage that makes you hurt. Like
Oh,
So I've always had a really weird like tactile thing. Like you remember as a kid, like they would give you Indian burns.
yeah.
Like you could, as an adult, you could do that to me right now as hard as you possibly can. It would feel good to me for some weird reason.
So she's
Like,
kinky.
she a
I like-
freak.
No, but I like really like intense massage where they go
Yeah,
with their
he does.
elbow.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
You know,
So chains and whips excite him. Nah, come on.
But yeah, no, I don't like that kind of thing. And I don't get very comfortable during massages either because that one's like, somebody's touching me, and that to me is like I said, it's a very sexual thing. It's also why I don't take off my underwear.
Can you differentiate? So or what I'm trying to say, like, so there's no differentiation for you. Touch is purely sexual.
For the most part, yeah. So
So only specific touch, because I mean, hugs and everything are fine.
like hugs are
right?
fine, but if you were like to touch me here on my neck or like touch me on my ear or something like that, I'd be like, "Excuse me,
Hello?
like what are we doing here?
Right.
What's going on? Upside down pineapple?
You ain't my husband, or you are.
You know, like, and I also there aren't a lot of places on me easily accessible that I find to be erotic for touching.
I was just gonna say my
which is
whole body's
kind
an
of-
erogenous
which is kind of
zone.
the opposite of feeling like it's always sexual.
Right, which is
I mean-
weird, you know, but like also that's just me. Like I am an enigma wrapped in a burrito of conundrum, deep fried in whatever.
Well, I can get on board with that because I think it's situational and it depends. Like, because my whole body is an erogenous zone. I feel like you could like kiss my whatever pointer finger knuckle, and I'll be like, let's go. But like,
Okay.
but like,
Remind me never to do that.
Yeah.
I'm putting my finger in your nose.
He's like E.T. now. Like,
But like, it's situational because like I will say like I'm also like there's like not platonic, like I'm in a relationship, but like if I'm like touching Nick's back, like I'm not like my intention is to have sex with you. It's just like a loving touch, or like I'm gonna put my hand on your leg, or like just be like physically like touching, like our knees are like connected or whatever. Like
Right.
there's just the like that kind of touch where it's like I don't need it to be sexual, but like I know that you're like touching me.
right, and there are times like when Andy and I are like, say we're in the car, we're driving, and I'll just like put my hand on his leg, or he'll put
Yes.
his hand on my leg, or we'll hold hands or something like that. I love that.
Yes.
You know, or if we're sitting somewhere and our knees touch and stuff like that, or we have like we're watching a show, like a Broadway show or something like that, he puts his hand on my knee or
Yes,
something.
I love the hand.
Yeah.
The hand on the leg while driving, chef's kiss. Just because,
Come on.
right? But again, it's not sexual, but it's just like there's something about that where it's like a layer of security. It feels like,
Yeah.
and it's not like, oh my god, like Nick's hand is a seatbelt, but it's like there's like a way of just feeling more comfort and secure in that.
So do you enjoy PDA?
I don't mind it. I mean, I'm not gonna like fuck on the street. Although I do want to have sex in public.
Do you?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean by public, though?
Like, I would love to like have like a locker room thing, like where you like go in the shower, because it's like you're like the potential of getting caught.
Okay.
Because is that public? Yeah.
But, I mean, do you want one of those big showers where it's like 20 shower heads all the way around?
No.
Or like
I
one where
want it
there's
to
like
be like a little vestibule, but like there's two legs.
vestibule.
Right.
This is a fully controlled space.
Yeah, a fully controlled private public space.
There will be extras paid to walk by casually, but not look in.
Well, because I've done like sex on the beach, but like I feel like that
drink?
kind of no, the real act.
I'm sorry, that's like
Not fun.
So
Yeah.
invitation for sand.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Glass
it was
in the booty hole.
right. Yeah, I'm still recovering. That was like a decade ago. But no, I think yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Ariana Grande.
So I want to know like because I know like physical touch is like a bare minimum human need. And I wanted to know, like, for you guys, like, if you go, and I think you kind of alluded to this, like, if you go a little bit of time without touch, how does that affect you?
That's kind of one of the reasons we thought about this as a topic. Is that he was back in with his sister in Nashville for like an extra 5 days,
Right.
and I came back here, and normally, like when we had Cooper,
Yeah.
I love on Cooper all the time. I'm always petting him and hugging him, and you know, like that kind of fulfills some of that need. But with him not here, it was like I really felt I'm like a missing thing. You know, like not having that connection. I was like, literally, he came home. I was like, I have not, like, I think I gave Steve a hug and you guys a hug when you left, but like beyond that, I didn't touch another person for 5 days, and it really felt like a loss. And it made me think, like, for people who are alone or dealing with loneliness, like, how do they deal with that? Like,
So I have a good like follow up on that, because I went on an article on Psychology Today, and actually like touch deprivation is like directly correlated to anxiety, depression, negative mental health, and actually like immune disorders. And they went into that as well. Like when you are in an area where maybe you're like older or like you don't live with someone, they have touch therapists, like physical touch therapists that will go and just like kind of be there to like give you that physical touch. Because it's like a human need. And like you said, so dogs or pets are like recommended if you have like
Right, which is why there were so many adoptions during the pandemic.
Because I mean, if you think about it too, like when you physical touch releases, it's not Oxycontin, it's oxytocin.
Right, yeah.
It's the love hormone. And you can get that from animals, which is why animals, like, that's probably why, like, everyone is like, I have a dog to snuggle in or like a cat. But so you guys do feel impacted.
I mean, it like for me, because I think I had a lot of stuff on my mind, but I did realize like it would have been nice to come back to the hotel room to just like hug Andy, because every time I come home from work, we have a kiss or a hug or something, and it's like, okay, so now we touched each other, so we're back together again, kind of thing. I did wonder about that, about people during the pandemic who didn't have a pet or something, or at least a pet that wasn't
a cat,
like, or like a fish, or like
you can touch a fish. Listen, you can touch a lizard.
You can touch on
your lizard.
No, that's the anaconda girl.
My anaconda
don't want none unless you got bugs.
But it's like, and again, it's like going to your house and then being able to interact with Max was so needed and fulfilling and stuff, because it was like we realized that like we missed that part of it, like just that energy and that weight on you kind of thing. Because normally I'm not a touchy person, so it's like, okay, I like this, so this is nice.
I felt when I was in Europe, I definitely felt that way, because it's like there were also days where I would go without, not days, but like almost a day where I would go without like talking, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But then like because I couldn't speak the language.
Oh, so it's like you're even more cut off from people.
Oh yeah,
like,
and I mean, I got really homesick towards the end, like, and I was like, oh, I'm really homesick.
And I think that's part of it, is like when people travel by themselves. That's why I for myself, I know I should do something like that. Go like international and do a trip on my own, like by myself, to see if I can do it. But I don't know if I could, because I'm like, being cut off in that way, not having anybody understand what I'm trying to say, and me not understanding them, and then not having someone to share that experience with. It's like, ooh, that's a lot for me. Like, because then I don't have somebody to lean on or somebody to go, okay, make me feel better. So like, just put your hand on my shoulder or something. I
guess maybe a hack for that would be to find a dog when you're out and about on your solo travels, and just be like, can I pet your dog?
but like, would the dog understand me? Does the dog speak my language?
Oh God, you're right. Bonjour, can I pet you?
No.
Hello, dog. Why did I do that? The hand movement.
The hand motion for her.
Yeah, no, but
we're sorry, Italians.
Sorry to my family. No, I felt that, like, and I was like, there was like, it was really evident, and I was like, oh my God. But then, of course, when I got back, I was like so out of it and exhausted. I was like, what? Like, so I didn't even know like I needed touch. But yeah, it definitely hits you.
Well, and I was just going to say, when you have kids, you grow up with them touching. So, I mean, as a parent, you're used to touching people in not inappropriate ways, and it's like that's part of the warmth of family, right? And so again, as you become older and your kids individuate, it's a lot. There's a loss there too. Like, I just don't feel, but like Sarah's a cuddler. When she comes over, we'll cuddle and
Aww.
Awesome.
I'm like, stay over there.
Yeah,
you sit over there.
Yeah.
I'm very much a cuddler. I think Nick is not.
You've been very quiet through this. What's going on?
I'm just listening.
He's
not.
not.
What about you? What about
he's
your?
Not a touch.
Your touch.
I'm not a touch. The thing is I used to be. Then I just had some weird things happen in my life, and now I'm not really a toucher anymore. I had to learn to be comfortable by myself for a lot of years, and so you just kind of like grow out of the need or desire, because you kind of like. So then touch becomes foreign, and then
we're
you
working on it.
You have to like reintroduce it back into. So anyway, it is kind of weird, because I feel like I used to be an overly touchy person.
Okay.
And then now I'm not.
So when you touch,
now I'm like.
So when you touches your booty hole.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Other than getting used to the absence of it, like was there a bad touching incident that made you not?
Yeah, probably won't share on the podcast, but yeah, there was some other like incidents that have happened, and then like you mix that with just like a person that was deployed a lot, and then you just kind of I watch people like enjoy it around me, and I'm like, maybe one day that'll happen to me again, but
it will.
But you don't have a problem with massage where someone's
you. Because for me, I'm like you. It's very therapeutic.
Right.
Like I want somebody. I go in there. I'm like, my right shoulder's really hurting. Can you get into that muscle? And if you have to spend 20 minutes there,
but for you, that's totally different. Like it's compartmentalized, so you know that that's something different.
Yeah. I don't mind being touched. but I don't necessarily think about it a lot. Like sometimes if we are in the car, Joe will like grab my hand and put it on his leg.
99% of the time.
And I'll be like,
Just as like a
okay.
like
right.
a reminder.
But you know what?
Like, hey.
I'm relearning.
But that's okay because it's kind of nice to have somebody just tell you what they need. Because like Andy did that to me. He's like, here, cuddle me because I really need this right now.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you what I need.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like,
don't need it to go anywhere else.
I appreciate that because sometimes I don't, so I don't think that somebody else needs it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So-
I think, I mean, I will say, because I am a very touchy person, but I am very respectful of Nick, but I'm also pushing his boundaries.
Have you ever had the friend that touches more than you think should be appropriate?
Oh God!
Like
or like
where?
an
Like, where?
acquaintance.
No, not in a bad
No,
way.
they're just, like,
but
overly
like a
touchy.
friend that's very affectionate, always hugging you, like will
See,
always like rub your back.
That was another thing. It's like touching is flirting too. Like, do you feel like somebody touching you a lot like that?
Like in the gay
that
community.
particular friend. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
I think it
Is
gets
that too
complicated.
much?
Yeah. But I agree. Like I have had like hugs that last a little bit too long and you're like, this needs to be done.
Yeah.
Like why is this still going on? As like with acquaintances, you know, or like the things that I think I have a couple things. The things within the gay community, it's like I don't want you to kiss me. If it's just like an acquaintance, don't kiss me. And like if I'm going to hug you, it's going to be a side hug. It's not a full frontal.
bro hug.
Right.
Even if I do know you, I'm not going to kiss you on your lips.
No.
Like
Or on the cheek. No.
we have
I
friends
love-
that love to do that.
Yeah.
we have friends that like to do that, and I'm just like,
Do we?
no.
I do. Yeah.
No.
I'm just like, they'll come in with their mouth, and I'm like, okay.
I just
You know
like
what though? I kind of feel like there's nothing behind it. It's just their way,
Totally.
and
Yeah.
I'm like I don't interpret that into anything more than that.
I don't
So, like,
interpret it either, but
doesn't
I just
bother
don't-
me.
I just don't want to be kissed.
But it's kind of part of who that person is.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't read anything into it either, but it's just like, I just don't want to do that.
Oh yeah,
Now,
like
if it's
that's
like a
my thing.
kiss
Like going
with a
out.
grope and a tongue, maybe we have an issue.
No, like going out and about. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't mind if you like if it's an acquaintance. Like, oh hi, this is a person. Like, hey, nice to see you. But like, what I despise is the unsolicited touching. Like, if you're out and someone like touches your butt. Like out at the bars or like at a restaurant in the neighborhood or whatever.
Right.
Like that is a big pet peeve of mine where I'm like, don't like ask and you shall receive. If you want to ask, I will gladly let you grope me.
That is so much more a you problem than an us problem.
What you trying to say?
But I haven't gone out in like a long time because I don't want to say I'm like triggered from that, but I would just be like, stop it. And it's like, don't do that.
As far as I can recall, it's only happened to me once. At Martini's on 4th. A dirty old man, and I was like flattered.
Andy came by, he was like, oh my god, somebody touched my butt.
Somebody groped me. Oh my god!
I just like, because again, it's the consent. And I'm like, if you asked, hey, can I touch your ass? I'd be like, go for it, baby.
You'd be like, no, you may not.
I will say this, like, when I've been in clubs where it's been super busy and stuff like that, I have actually touched people in the small of their back to be like, excuse me,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's the best place to touch
Right.
someone to get them to move.
Or on the, like, I will like tap a shoulder or like smack him on the head. Move, bitch.
I'll just push them down.
I'm gonna drop kick them. This is smart.
The back side of your hand like TSA. I'm now going to...
Oh my god, that happened to me on our trip. We were heading to
got
Minneapolis and I got patted down, backside of their hands over my crotch.
And did you say you welcome?
And I was like, fuck this bitch.
I love that when they're like, you've been
We're gonna need some backup here.
when they're like, you've been screened. I'm like, all right, baby, let's do this. You want to go in? All right.
That's his...
I know. Hands
his,
on the head.
Public,
You do it.
His public fantasy of having it
Right there, TSA.
Right there, TSA. Take you back
Yeah,
to
you
your
want to
room.
see all that ass.
I think Paul Cannon did one of those scenes.
Yeah, he did.
All right, anything else on touch?
No, my last thing was about the just like don't touch me.
Okay, so I want to play a little game.
Oh,
And we can do this as a round robin kind of thing too with all four of us. If we want
Okay,
to.
okay.
Like, I want to go around and you have to say a name of a song with the word touch in it. And you can't be looking on your phone either.
I'm not.
until we don't know it anymore.
Until we don't know it anymore.
Okay.
All right, do you want me to start? Or
Yes.
Touch me.
Damn it!
Go ahead, Joe.
Every Time We Touch by Cascada.
Touch My Body by Mariah Carey.
I'm out.
Okay. The Invisible Touch.
Oh shit.
I told you this was going to be a very short game.
Oh man.
Go, Nick.
The one I sent earlier today in the
Oh no,
group
can't
message.
touch this. Sorry.
You
You can
lose.
use that.
For playing.
Wait, is that the actual name of the title though? You Can't Touch This?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with that one. You Can't Touch This.
Touch Me in the Morning.
What was the one I just sent you guys in the group message?
Touch Myself.
Touch Myself.
Oh, you can get help.
I got a peanut.
Yeah, we're-
effort, girl.
Yeah, we know you have 400 songs in your head.
Yeah, Touch Myself.
Okay, so Touch It
By who?
by Nicki Minaj.
I've never heard that song.
You better look it up.
There's
Just
a-
saying shit now. It's
There's
not
a.
really.
How about? Can I tell you the name of an artist that sings it?
No.
Damn it. It's like Touch Me Now by Kanye. What's that? Touch
Yeah, it's actually Touch Me Now by Kanye.
Yes.
Okay, Touch Me All Night Long by Kathy Dennis.
Fuck. There's a Taylor Swift song. Because I was just looking at these on the drive over.
Sometimes when we touch.
Sometimes when we touch by.
By who?
I don't have to.
The
know.
honesty is too much.
Okay.
And I have to hold my...
Don't be looking it up. Don't be looking it
I
up.
lost. But do you know what's the name of the Taylor Swift song?
Huh?
Taylor Swift sings a
Oh, I
song
don't
with
know.
Touch.
No, she
Anyway.
doesn't.
My next one was going to be Out of Touch by Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Do you know the song Touch Me by
Always.
Gunther?
No.
It's like this German techno band.
All right. So before we end this,
Do you have any opinions?
we're going to do our new segment
Okay.
called I Spy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes. So for this week, my I Spy is people who FaceTime in public.
Oh my God.
Or they're filming themselves on a reel really loudly. Like when we were at the Chromeo concert, we were waiting in the VIP line, and this girl who just showed up on 12, like
She was on.
she was just out there. She was ready. Okay.
This was
And-
the highlight of her month.
Right. And she's on the phone, she gets her phone out and then starts doing like an Instagram reel or a TikTok or something like that, filming herself singing a Chromeo song
Lord.
loudly
Oh,
while we're
God.
all online. And we're like,
For all her followers.
okay, girl, like, we know you're a big fan. Like, you're not impressing anybody. But also, I don't like it when people are in Starbucks and they're on FaceTime and they're like,
I don't think
having a
anyone needs to
conversation.
FaceTime.
Anyone who walks down the street like this,
Yeah.
having a FaceTime.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
understand,
ridiculous.
why are you FaceTiming? It's just so stupid.
Now I want to do it to all of you.
No, I feel like, yeah.
Listeners, if you do this, write in. Tell us why.
Yeah,
Because, like, why are you, like, they're not even looking at the FaceTime and they're, like, walking around. Like,
Right.
just call the person.
Yeah, exactly.
You're capping our data.
Well, and the same people who do that on speakerphone out in public instead of using headphones.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, when they're playing their music and they don't, like, use headphones or something.
Nope,
it's like,
hard pass.
Do you have an I Spy?
No.
Nick, do you have an I Spy?
Not this week.
Andy, do you have an I Spy?
I said one before, but I can't remember what it was.
Guess we'll have to wait till next time.
Oh, I have one. Yeah. When you walk down the street and you feel like you can't step on the cracks because you were a little kid and somebody told you it would break your mother's back, and so now you always do that.
I kind of do that too sometimes.
I know.
And then I'm like,
It's just
my
normal
legs are not the right distance to be in between
So you
the
modulate your
cracks.
pace to.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like a little like.
Can I just tell you, like, in the office building where I work, in the hallway that leads to the back, the entrance for the employees, there's tiles on the ground. And so I do this thing where I only step in the tiles that are long, not square. Without walking.
You try and find a pattern.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do try to find a pattern to it. It's weird.
It's true, but it's like or in a checkerboard, you only walk on the black. Not
Yeah,
the white.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm just so glad to know I'm not alone in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right, everyone. Well, have a great week. Thanks.
Good boy, Cooper. Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.